Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about that. Totally freaked myself out there. I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday, February 12th. Was very closely watching the SPY, watching the ES futures. Feels like there's a big move coming. And I'm going to just share this really quickly so everybody knows that we are live. If you have signed up, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Then you do know when I go live because you'll receive it in a notification from YouTube. However, I do also post it out on Instagram. And hello, Bat Scientists. Are you ready for a big move, Bat Scientists? I'm going to open up Flow Trade on, let's see, let me shut it down on this computer and let me open it up on this one. And I'm going to show you guys another crypto trade that I'm looking at as far as it is a cryptocurrency somewhat ETF. So I'll pull it up and break it down for you guys. I do have Ticker Talker at 1 o'clock, so I will be running around 12:50 today. So I was a little bit late, but we will tear into it. Let's see, ACB, no, Mara. Let's put Mara on there. So I will show you guys the awesome. All right. So this is coming up over here. All right. So this is why I was waiting, all right? I'm practicing paper trading, the futures, using all sorts of different tools. This blue line over here on the 24-hour, we are breaking out of an ascending wedge right now. So the depth that I'm looking for, the target, would be roughly 44 cents. So let's take this here. As long as it's holding back 44 cents, almost back down to looking for 390.80 for a drop. Now, let's make sure, let's see. Oh, I forgot to put my password. And I'm going to show you guys why. What do they mean it's invalid? There we go. All right, so we'll let that log in. So watching this big time to see, are we going to drop back down and come back down to 390.80? That is a target. I did put out there that I am bullish in the short term, getting lots of signals that we could have a crazy move to come. All right, so I moved the, and when the SPY starts dropping, so can VXX and UVX calls. Yes. And remember that when VXX starts to increase, the price of the options also increase. So you have to keep that in mind. So if you were to buy a call, ooh, really bright. Sorry about that, guys. If you were to buy a call and the price is dropping, you could actually see that your call does end up gaining in value because the volatility is increasing with the VXX increasing. So looking at this here, hey, we are now below this. Let's even pull it back. Let's go to a 2-minute chart. And I'm going to put it on the full. So where's the big volume? Biggest volume, this candlestick, where are we? We're below that, right? And if we measure it, again, we're looking at roughly 44 cents. It did break down here. We are below the 50. We're below the 20 on the 2-minute. Let's look on the 5-minute. We are below the 20. The 50 is down here. Maybe that will be their target. So liking this to the downside. Yeah, we'll definitely look at Tesla, Nicholas. Hello, Asif. So I have had a couple of people that have come to me that like to trade the higher momentum stocks, and they're like, oh my goodness, this psychological aspect can be so tough. Remember that when you are feeling beaten up by the market, in my opinion, the best thing to do is step away. Step away and rationalize it. Like this, I rationalized why I think this is going down to 390.80. And sure enough, it's starting to go down. Also, hello, there we go. So let's go to the block trades, right? This is the big reason why it's like, pay attention. Do we normally get trades like this on VXX? 950,000, 950,000. When was the last time that we had super big prints like that? January 15th. Well, let's see. What happened on January 15th? Let's go back. January 15th, we are right here. All right, we bounced up, and then as soon as we dropped below, boom, we came down. So keeping that in mind, it looks like we're super, super bullish. We're up at the top. When we look here, hey, we came up, we sort of went sideways for a couple days, and then we dropped. That happens in January. Hey, we're coming up, we're going sideways. Well, if we break above, really on this chart, oopsies, I didn't mean to touch that trend line. Let's put that back. If we move up and we close above 391.50, awesome. Let's wear the bull hat, right? Yeah, I know you're ringing because I just moved it. And then if we go below, this sort of looks like a diamond if we start to sell off a little bit more. So let's see. We're coming back here. Again, do you see this box as well right now? Hey, we have a box right here. We have a box right here. Happens to be about the same price, right? They are not able to really take it above there. They had a little bit up here, and what did they do when they took it up above? Boom. Hey, Jules, welcome. Yeah, we're going to look at ACB as well. So looking at this, oh my goodness. Obviously, if the really big guys, I remember it was last Thursday Thursday of next week last year. Seasonality, right? That's when we saw the market correct. I was on vacation down to Punta Cana, landed. God, I was like, I need internet access. I need internet access. I feel like it's happening today. I feel it. I put puts on before I went on vacation and landed, finally had internet in the shuttle bus to the resort. I'm looking, honey. Yep, that's right. The SPY is falling. Thank you so much, paying for vacation. Loved it. It's nothing better than when you can do your job on vacation and profit. So right now, watching this, hey, let's even look down if we can break down below 390.94. We have this area that was traded down there. Okay, this area now, that's pretty bearish engulfing, and we're on a 45-minute chart, right? We've taken this out and looking, are we going to break down below 319.10? Come back down here, test 390.90, and maybe even go down further. We have the volume weighted anchor price from the 10th right here, this yellow line. Let's actually put one on for yesterday. Oops. So that's from, I just want I want this. I'm going to move this to this day. See where we are. All right, let's go back to that 45-minute chart. We are above yesterday's volume weighted anchor price, so that's good. Maybe they're going to come back and test that. If we drop below that, I would likely say, oh, bear hat time, right? Also, you guys know I do follow the 425 EMA on the 45-minute chart. That's all the way down here at 383.54. I also wanted to back this out. Looking at this, analyzing the stock charts, right? I did a lot of analysis. Here we go. These are the lows from back in 2002 until January 2006, right? So that puts us roughly right now around 284. Did we hit that in 2019? Yeah, we were there. We didn't quite hit it in 2020 when we had our pullback. Or we did actually, excuse me, we went below, right? Because this was 269, we went down to a low of 218, roughly that 15 EMA. All right, so let's look at it on a quarterly chart, right? Get curious with the market. So on the quarterly chart, I drew another trend line here on the orange. And I was like, well, actually I did that on the monthly, I think. And we have another one we could probably draw right here. From this low, you were looking for SPY a year ago drop, yeah. So here, look at this. Here was the low of 2009, 2011, and we touched that January 2020, that quarter, first quarter. So I would be looking for roughly this area now. I'd be looking for roughly 243 if we came all the way back down. So let's go to 1 month and let's check it out. So I had the red was the really extreme, and then this was from January of 2019 before we had that drop. Okay, so this is the orange line. And the yellow line I drew from tops that we'd had. And let's go even to a weekly chart here. So this is from the tops that we'd hit back in September of 2018 and then up to August of 2020. Actually, we'll put it right here. Let's put it on this one. It should be here. So this I have somewhat as a support because once we broke out from that, it became a support that we could bounce off of. And this is a shorter term support level on the weekly chart. So now when we look at it on the daily chart, right now you understand, hey, this is that orange line that was the bottoms all the way back in 2006, right? And then the yellow line, that's the one that we had most recently. Well, we come all the way back. Where's that red line? Are we going to red line, right? Down at 283. That might be a crazy target. I know I'm sounding like I might be crazy. Gann cycles, 2021 is actually a cycle year for a correction in the market. If we were to have another crazy drop, correction, they turn off the buying of the algorithms, I would be looking for 283.75 is where I'm looking now. But you might call me crazy. People called me crazy when I said Tesla was going to 800 when we were down at 460. All right. So looking at all that, let's check out where we are in the 45-minute because I am, like I said, paper trading on futures right now, and I have my target that I want to hit. Actually, I really want it to come back down all the way down here. I'm looking for this one. You see how it's bounced here, 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 here. It might just simply stall at 390.39 in my opinion, but looking at that to pull back for the moment. We also had Fed, let's go here. We were due to have monetary policy coming in, and we don't have the monetary policy for the Fed today. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. Nicholas is saying, hey, let's support the channel. Hit the like button. Thank you, Nicholas. So right here, we have G7 meetings happening all day today. We had the consumer sentiment not as good as expected as well. This is a free website, forexfactory.com. And those came out at 10 o'clock. So sometimes when we see this happen, really, if we have that Fed monetary policy coming out and announcements from Yellen or Powell, then we'll likely see that there's going to be a reaction in the market. All right. So my cryptocurrency that I'm looking at right now, I did post an idea out here on Twitter and also on TradingView that we have a really nice W pattern with the midline right here. This is a high of 70. Oh, that's so cool. 78 is the midline high right there. So looking for this to potentially break out, a 32 depth to it. So would be looking for 110. You can see I have my alert right over here. This is lower float right now. Why, Jane, are you interested in this? Well, this has Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So about 90% of it is made up of these two right now. And looking at the total number of shares outstanding, we have 18 million shares outstanding, but the public float is only 3 million right now. Where did I get the 3 million? It's like 3.1 million that's in the public float. Let's try it right here. Let's go Wall Street Journal, BitW float. No. BitW, how about I just go here? Wall Street Journal. That's not going to help me if I do it this way. Let's see. Go here. BitW. So this is a lower float one. Come on, search for me now, please. I'm going to close down the flow trade because it's taking a lot of memory. All right, BitW, they don't even have it here to search. Yeah, but BitW does have 3 million. Let's check FinViz really quickly. Let's see if FinViz has the float. Search. No. Yes? No. So I did find that it was roughly, how about we go BitW float right there, 3 point something. This is the OTC markets. And so 3.5 million right now. Outstanding shares are 18 million, but there's only 3.5 million in the float. So it has the possibility to really run up like crazy. And that's why I am looking at BitW to break out up above and potentially, you can see my alert right here, 78, 77, 60 actually, and then looking for that to run up to 110. Is it all going to happen today? Likely not. However, if we get stimulus, US dollar would likely drop. We've seen an influx of people buying into Bitcoin, potentially taking their money and putting it into Bitcoin and putting it into the stock market. So that would likely drive the price action of Ethereum and Bitcoin up, driving the price of this up. Now, we did have a lot of volume right here. And where are we? We're going sideways on it. If we drop below 66, I would say, going to look for potential exit. You can see there was a resistance right here, resistance flipped to be support. So 68.25. Will RIOT reach 100? Let's check it out. All right, so we have the indexes hitting all highs today except for DIA. Well, actually, excuse me, they were not hitting all highs. Close to the highs, right? We're going sideways. IWM coming back and bouncing up to the upside here. DIA pulling back a little bit, but we are up above these two boxes, so that is pretty bullish. Okay, let's look at my list. So we'll go through Microsoft, Apple, Tesla really quickly. So Microsoft, we have this box. We're still going sideways, waiting to see if we go above 245.50 or below 240.51. Apple today, I think I got my fibs on here. Yeah, Apple is in between two different volume weighted anchored prices. So I would look for above 136 or down below 134. If we close below 134, likely a retracement back down here to the 50 simple moving average, or at least a test at 132.50. All right, Tesla. So Tesla, 24 hours, we're starting to really drop sideways. We're bouncing off of the anchored volume weighted average price from December 23rd. It acted as support before. This is now the second test. So I would look for this to come back and break out up above up here, up above 863. That would be my downward trend breakout that I would look for this. And then I'm going to measure from here up. That's 100 points. If we break out from 863, would be looking for 963. Ultimately, my longer term target for Tesla is up at 1347. So this is a bit of sideways price action. Almost looks like a little bit of a head and shoulders, but we have more of a downward descending triangle right here using this red line. So I'm going to pull this up here. I would like to see it up, breaking up above 865, and then add 100 points to that. All right, let's check out RIOT and Mara. So RIOT, I do have my, do I see this going to 100? Well, let's look at it on the bigger time frame. If we look at it on bigger time frame, it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be the fifth wave right now, depending on where we calculate our beginning. So if we calculate from right here, say November 2020, we go up 1, 2, 3. We could be heading into the third wave right now. And hey, maybe we're going to head up to 64.80 up here before we pull back. That would also be hitting the 425 EMA on the weekly chart. And then a potential for it to come back down to the 4 EMA. You can see it is a bit extended here. What happened? We extended away, we pulled back, came all the way back to the 20 simple moving average right there. Right, we pulled back. I'm going to change this to be a green. And we broke above the anchored VWAP here this week, and it is skyrocketing, right? We pretty much doubled, but the risk is higher. We are further away. Let's also look at Mara. Mara is very similar. Now, the big difference between Mara and RIOT. RIOT has, lower float. So Mara has 87, and when we look at RIOT, I want to say it's 65 or 56, one of the two. 65 million. So RIOT could trade more quickly than Mara based on the float size, right? That does make a difference as far as momentum. So Mara right here on the weekly had a nice breakout. We measure this 14 to 26, 12 points. Well, did we break out 25, 37? We definitely already hit that target. Time to delete this, get this out of the picture. All right, so our shorter term trend right there, we are still heading to the upside. However, we have a bit more of an extreme right now. I'm going to put this over here. I don't like that. And right there. So would look, hey, we have this really shallow upward trend right here. If that can hold, amazing. It could pull all the way back down here. Let's go to our most recent high day, which would actually be yesterday. And where are we in relation to that? Are we above that? We are above that volume weighted anchor price. So even all of the volume from yesterday, we're above it, which makes sense. We are $2 above, right? So let's check this out as well. Do a little bit of a downward trend line. Hey, look at that. We're hitting resistance right there. Would see, hey, this is a bit of a descending triangle down to 37 points, 37 to $43. If we break out from 39.82, would look for 42.82 as a target for Mara. So right up here. So let's set a little alert, crossing up 42.82. All right. There we go. So would watch for bigger volume. It does look like it's gaining strength right here. Let's check out Bitcoin to the US dollar. Let's also see what the underlying, this is kind of like trading an option in relation to it. So I'm about to sneeze, guys, so bear with me. 2 seconds. Excuse me. All right. Much better. Okay. So Bitcoin, let's go to the 24-hour chart. We bounced. We had a resistance right here. We bounced, and we have a bit of a flag, right? Let's back it out just a bit. You guys see the ascending triangle? We have a depth right here, 42 to up here, 52, 5,200. So next leg up, let's add it, right? 5,207. Looking for 53,000 as that next point at which we find resistance. We had a little move up, it came back, another move, flagging, and now this is a little bit more of a shallow flag though. Right here, 46 to 48 to, so maybe up to 50. I'd say a test of 50 and then 53 for Bitcoin. All right. Now, I also had Disney on my list today as one to watch, provided a nice short opportunity, high pre-market coming back, hitting the moving averages. Would be watching to see where we go from here. Maybe this is simply a test for them to buy in. We've seen this as a sort of as a support area here, 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 here. So we are setting higher lows. Would look for this to break out up above 192 and then continue. Let's check the depth. I'd say up to 198. PayPal as well. PayPal is rocking. Love this. Actually just put a my thoughts on PayPal with Angela Miles and also Nicole Philippidis on TD Ameritrade and also on Business AM. I like this up to 306. So I think this does have some, at least 9 more points to go up to the upside. And that was when we were back over here that I said, hey, I like it up to 306. RIOT, we already talked about RIOT. AstraZeneca has a nice rounded bottom here on the 45-minute chart. Do you guys see that? We have a nice rounded bottom on the time frame right here. And you can see we have a short squeeze in action right now. Now, what could happen? We have a short squeeze, it goes up, comes back, and then continues to create that rounded cup, right? It might not always be straight up. Cheetah Mobile today also had a potential move to the upside. They had earnings, however, it did pull back. All right, TLRY continuing a little bit to the downside today, pulled back. What is that moving average, everybody? Do you guys know? If you're new to my channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. And you will know that we can only give me... Okay. I'm going to have to jump over, guys, to Ticker Talker. So come on over, follow me over there. Just Google Ticker Talker on the in YouTube, and that's where I'm going to be. I've got to jump right on over there because I have a limited time space there today until 12:15 or 1:15, excuse me. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Sorry I started a little bit late. Let's also check out the SPY. Where are we? Bounced a little bit, so still in my paper trade. Awesome, guys. Have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. Remember that Monday the market is closed. I will still see you all on Sunday for my live stream, roughly 1:30 in the afternoon. Have an amazing weekend, and Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time.